Okay, welcome back to lesson 9 of Chinese landscape painting class, summer 2023. So we have 2 more classes after this one. Today, 3, right? 4? Oh, anyway, 9, we have 11 total, right? Is this 8th or 9th? 9th,
well,
yeah.
you say it's 9.
Anyway, I'll check my calendar. So we're going to do the panda. Instead of the Chibai landscape, just to go, to find some fun. But because it's a landscape class, so I try to paint the giant panda in the natural environment, its natural environment. So to keep just like we did the heron last time, we try to keep the animal small. Okay, so if you paint on the handout, I have to crop the composition. The original is up there, so we can make it smaller if you want. So let me explain some basics. First of all, the stroke for the ear, and then the eyes. Okay, for the panda's ear, it's like a Mickey Mouse, pretty big. So you can draw a circle, but I don't want to leave a white in the center. So you might start from the bottom and then use the heel to finish. That's one way of doing it. Sometimes we want to indicate the top is like a cat, like a cat ear somehow. So we might do it like this. So the tip on the top, and then kind of roll. You have to, you see, I twisted the brush a lot. So it's like teardrop, but I will hide the tip anyway. So like that. You can practice this. It's almost like the teardrop stroke. See, and then you twist in the end, and when we actually put it on the head, the forehead, it's like this, right? Like that. So if the head is tilted, the ear is inside the contour. If looking up, you'll see the ear is behind. So let me just show more examples. If looking up, so the ear should cut behind. You understand? Actually, you can just keep drawing circles if you like. Like when my brush is dry, I just do that. So this is looking up, right? And if I put in 3/4 view, I'll show you how to do the eyes. But the ear actually is one of the difficult part, besides the eye, of course. So if the head is lean forward, you might see the ear kind of inside the something like that, and then I don't have room for the eye, but you can see that's the top of the neck, right? Okay. So this is if I draw. Usually we don't draw the inner contour, but if I draw it, it's like that. So this is the eye out of the picture, and this is the eye. The nose. Okay, let's talk about the eyes. So any questions about the ears? The ears, this ears, okay? That's the stroke. Just a big round ear. Okay. A big round stroke for the ears. And then let's do the eye. And before we do the eye, we need to draw a telomere for the face, maybe. So the panda face is pretty fat, right? If you draw a circle, it's a little bit narrow. On the top, if we draw, if we divide it with a cross grid, the eye is right below the center line. And if we draw the mouth on the nose, the chin, it's like that. So this is about the eyes, but we don't really see the pupil because the patch or the mask, it's like wearing sunglasses, right? So this is how we do it, just like that. It reminds me of a raccoon I see in my backyard often. But the raccoon, the marking is all the way to the jaw. So this is a lot. And notice the inner side actually cut the shape of the nose. And here's the nostrils. And we usually don't see the mouth, just a little bit hint. So that's about the eye. It can be a little bit softer. Later we'll use different ink tones, or you can just soften it with a wet brush to put the shading on that. We'll talk about shading later. The Panda is pretty new in Chinese painting because the ancient master never saw them, never painted them. They are discovered in the 1800s, I think. So in 1960s, it became a subject matter by a master, Wu Zuoren. He's trained in France, a very good realistic painter in oil, and he turned into Chinese brush painting, and did pandas and goldfish, became very famous. Okay, if we do it in a, let me do this way. 3/4 view or something like that. You will see the muzzle here, and the ear maybe. You don't have to foreshorten, something like that. And let's draw. I think we have to draw this way somehow. Anyway, I'm not really good at anatomy, but I try to make a point that the eye is below the half. Below the half. Okay, it's like that, and this side maybe like that. Like this. It's cutting that ridge of the nose here. And that's the mouth. Does it look like right? So the stroke, I think, is more important. It's like a water drop. But so you start from light pressure to heavier pressure, and kind of twist the brush in the end to round it up, to tuck in the tip. And then this side goes like that. You can practice this. If you just do like a quote mark, it's okay. As long as it's like a water drop, you can go slow and then just kind of, without lifting the brush, you can go a little bit smudging, what you call the smooshing, a little bit, or not crippling, what we call. If you want to make a little bit fuzzy, you can use a water brush, a damp brush to soften the edge. We'll talk about that later. So that's the, I think that for the nose, we usually paint just a little dot, a hint, I just make it small, yeah. So notice the triangle here from the top of the ear to the middle of the eye, or the eye is on top, not in the middle of this mark, near the top here, and to the tip of the nose. So this is a triangle, right? This is a triangle, and how do I draw this one? If you see a side view, normally we don't do that. You will be on a line, I think, also. Anyway, we don't really do the side views today, so don't worry. We do 3/4 view and maybe front, not totally front. This is what we will do later. It's like this, or this one, similar. So this is 3/4, yeah. So the body, let's just do some other drawings before we paint. Let me, first of all, let me just make it like a cartoon style. So you can draw like with light ink, though. Just yeah, Alice, here are the handouts for you. Okay. So just draw like a snowman, okay? The head should be a little bit bigger, maybe. Something like that. And then you can learn from my mistakes, I think. So something like that, right? So this mouse is too big, of course. Something like that. So make the nose small. I try to draw a cartoon figure. So something like that, like a snowman. So the arm is larger than the usually in painting, at least. We try to emphasize more on the forearm, not the legs. So that's a cartoon character, kind of. Does it look like Panda? And if we draw more realistically, there's still two circles, basically. So 2 circles, and the muzzle is more emphasized. I think. And we try to make the if it's like sitting, so you draw like an egg shape. This is the arm on the other side. So this leg part is smaller. You can draw the big arm like this, big. And the marking, if you see from the back, it's like this. There's no black on the back, right? That's about it, I think. So the back is white, okay. And also the back of the neck is white. It's like here you can see. If you put a leash, okay, on his back, the front part is white, and then the shoulders is black. Yeah, understand? Right? So that's about my that's the only anatomy I know. Not too much. It's just for painting purpose. You don't have to. So we start. Pardon me. Any question?
No.
Okay. So we're going to do a panda on trees because the landscape class, I think it's easier to put them on trees. So let's do this pine tree one. You can see the whole picture there, and this is the upper portion. I have to cut short on the bottom because the original is a little bigger than the computer paper. But it's good. You can just copy this one. This composition is good. I like it. It looks like a roof with a chimney or something in the winter. Yeah, that's nice. I think it's closer to the viewer. I like it. So maybe we just do this one as a handout. All right. So I'll use two brushes. You can use a soft brush and a mixed hair brush or stiff brush, combination brush. I'm using the combination brush for the dark, and I'll use a soft brush for maybe the light. At first, I don't use any light, just water. So do I need to draw the contour? I think it would be a good idea to draw. I can use very, very light ink or just water. If you could just draw a little hint, it will dry, but to nothing. So you can make mistakes. Just use water and clean water. Okay, this is how I do it. Just draw a circle, like a not complete circle. You leave out the forehead. You don't have to draw any line, inner lines. So we just draw the jar, like a half circle like that. It's important to consider the proportion. So I just do two circles to start with, maybe. So just do one circle like that, and then bigger circle. But remember the gesture is this panda is a little bit lean to the front, so this neck is higher, like that. So just two circle here. You don't see really anything, so I can make a mistake, but I can see very little hint. That's enough, and I don't have to draw the nose, but I think it's better just put a straight mark to the left of the nose. It should be lower than the bottom of the circle, right? So the jaw is a little bit like protruded. It's called muzzle. Right. Okay, so let me just do the eye quickly. Just do a small dot. I want to cut in the ridge. Keep the water, if you draw with water, very thin, or like, otherwise it may bleed. And then another eye, like a water drop. This, I just put it in here. Okay, this water drop stroke, just like that. And you can add a little bit, and a little bit, a tiny small nose. Okay, I try to exaggerate the forehead to make it really cute. And see the triangle, this should be a little bit to this side, and this up here, bigger. All right, that's 5 dots. Already you can see almost, do you know Panda Express logo? Are you familiar with that? Yeah. They don't have the line. They just put the stars, and they do have a red background, right? And we'll do the background with gray, so don't draw. You don't need to draw too much lines. Okay. And here I cutting the shape of the jar, but I don't want to do that because it's still wet. So I'll do the safe zone. I'll start from the safe zone, which is a little far from the face, I think. Just kind of, and then you can getting closer when the brush is drier. But don't go too far. Also, so that's the four. That's the left hand. I'll call it left hand. That sustain this arm is very important to sustain the weight, right? And this arm is hidden, so we better do the tree trunk, right? The tree trunk. How we do that? I don't want to use the pure dark, as it's easier to use more brushes than wash out. So I will use a medium dark brush, a stiff brush maybe, just to cutting the. You can start to draw a little bit with the. Just draw the trunk, but cutting negatively that face in front of the. So just extend that. It's a little bit tricky. Yeah, if you draw with freehand, like no sketch, I need to practice a lot to get it right. So you can use pencil or charcoal to do some sketch. So this is the trunk. Actually, we can put the trunk first. But here, the face is cut in, so I need to make sure this is the trunk. Okay. And also we have the arm behind. So I'm going to just to cutting that jar, and I'm not sure what's in there, but just little bit hint of I think maybe the chest somewhere. So I use pretty light gray, and then the right hand is on the other side. You can see some nails maybe. It doesn't matter. It's just a little bit. Okay, so let me just complete the trunk. I'll show you the whole picture. Okay, just like that. So a little bit making up the. It looks like the arm is in front of the trunk. That's not very. So it should be a little lighter to separate them. So just keep the dark on the panda would be good. Anyway, I consider that a shadow or something. So we just do a dark branch or something. It's a little bit too dark. The branch should be a little bit lighter because we want to keep the panda is the darkest. Can do that. Just to continue. The pine in the snow. If you don't know how to do it, this is how I would suggest you do. You can cut a random shape, just to hide, partially the stroke, and just to kind of. It should be a random shape. You see how that works? Yeah, just to start on the paper towel, and just hide it. This is my masking. Thank you. So just use this. That's it. Okay, and then you can do a big one there. Yeah. You do bamboo this way. Snow bamboo also this way. It's pine needles. Yeah, it's not bamboo. I almost did bamboo when I talk about bamboo. So that's my trick of doing this. The top line is snow covered, so we don't do that. Okay, just do the lower part. See the lower part, and you can draw. Is there any branch there? No. So only the branch is here. Oh, I haven't finished the panda. It's still halfway. Oh, we better do the panda. I always start everywhere, not just this, because I want to see.
Let it dry.
Yeah. You have to give time for the painting to dry. Sometimes it depends on the ink on the brush. So I start from. You see, since it's dry, I can make up a little bit. I can make it darker. I just start the pupil, something like that. But I have to make it dry. Yeah. So I use a little bit very dry, wet, light brush. Just you can use a paper towel to dry the heel of it. You want to just draw a line, a what do you call dry brush line, a lost and found line, whatever you call it, for the back line there. So you can draw a hint of the forehead. I just want to draw maybe a little shadow or something. It's almost just water, so I just soften some edge before it's too late. It's just to put a little water to let it smear a little bit. That's all I need. And then put something on the forehead also. Just clean water. I just use the ink very, very little. And you can use a very dry brush to charge if needed. When the paper is wet, you can do some shading like that. Okay. Now the back. This part is bigger.